Hello there, everyone. This is Soul Super 17 here, and let me get through this like usual. I do not own anything of Black Clover or the Devil May Cry series, so I own none of the characters' names, none of the characters, no merchandise, nothing. I don't even own this picture. And plus, this video is just for fun, so it's a non-paid video. Alright? Okay. Last time, where we left off, they got done with the dungeon, basically. Lucht and have been thinking about Asta as of late. I mean, after everyone went their separate ways, got back to the Golden Dawn's place, and the Black Bulls got back to their hideout. Lucht and have been thinking about Asta. Knows like Asta never used a sword before, and yet he seemed pretty good with it. Like, he doesn't know how. He knows Asta was strong as a kid, very fast. He knows all of that, but it seems like Asta isn't like normal, like at all. Like, he doesn't understand. Also, the Wizard King saw what he did, so he's pretty impressed by Asta, and what he saw what did. He's also impressed. Even though he didn't like summon out the spirit, he's still impressed by or even get chosen by her. So yeah. But Lot has been thinking Asta has been really weird. Like, he doesn't know how can want to fight something that big all by themselves. Like, he doesn't. He knows. Lot knows he's strong, but Asta can't be stronger. He's thinking, I have to win. I'm always gonna win. Also, this is what if Asta was a son of Sparta. Part 3. Part 3 or 4. Alright. So, Lot is tempted to say to Asta, I want to fight. So it's during the night. Asta, did eat something, then went out and trained. He's basically doing like push-ups, sit-ups, wherever he can to strengthen his body. So Lot took this opportunity to go out into the forest where Asta is. He sees Asta's like training. He's doing one-handed push-ups while his feet is up in the air and everything else. And he's saying like 115, 116, 117. He just keeps on going. Like, Lot doesn't know how anyone can do that. Like, he knows people can do it, but that have a number? He doesn't know how. Like, and let's just say this: Asta's max, and while doing that sort of push-up, is about 775. So, yeah, he's basically like doing this. He feels Lucht is watching him, so he stops doing his exercise, and he says to Lucht, Lucht, get out here. I can already tell you're there. And Lucht gets out of like the darkness of the shadows and comes out and goes like, Asta, you can sense me. He goes, yep. So what do you want, Lucht? Lucht looking at him saying, I'm gonna fight. Asta just looks at him and goes like, really? Huh. So he's thinking, maybe I should just say this like really sarcastically, like, saying like, oh, look, I can't fight you. You're too strong. I can never win against you. Like, he's like putting on an act like he's weaker. And then next thing you know, Asta gets another feeling like someone's suppressing their presence and power, and he's thinking only one person can do that, Yami or the Wizard King. Well, only two people, I mean to say. So he's saying, Luck gets a little bit mad. He's saying, don't fool around with me. I'm not, falling for your little act, Asta. Saying, I'm stronger than you. So I want to fight. When I say I want to fight, I mean it. And Asta just gets all serious. He goes like, really? So he had his jacket on the ground. He goes over to it, and then he basically takes out the glasses. He's thinking to himself, can this also work on luck? And he sees, basically, when he puts it on, he sees everything a lot. He sees like through the darkness a little bit more, and then he can see Luck actually has an HP bar, but also something blue. He's thinking, magic bar? Wow, that's a lot for someone like him. Yeah, I should really, looked into this, seeing people have it. That was exactly the same thing. And then he sees like a lot of Luck's abilities. He's like, huh, so these glasses do work like that. Wow, I gotta give a hand to the shopkeeper. He's just thinking this. So he's keeping them on. Luck is saying, I want to fight you. And he goes, fine. We can have a little sparring match. And don't worry, I won't tell no one if I beat you. I'm not that type of guy. And Luck says, oh, don't worry, I will win. I have to win. If I don't win, he's like thinking about his mom. He has that little, like, he's gonna have to win a fight by himself. That's over with, but he wants to fight Asta. And in his head, he's thinking, I have to put on an axe because I want to see if Asta's really strong to have a goal to have. So, Asta's grimoire opens. And he doesn't see none of the weapons besides Rose in the hilt. So he's thinking, is he can get out Repent, the Demon Slayer sword, or the other sword that he got earlier today. He puts out 2 gauntlets. And the way they look, the way these gauntlets look, Juggernaut looks basically, it's like it looks like brass knuckles with metal plating around it, and then has chains coming off of like the spikes near the end of it, and yeah, the spikes where the fists are, like the knuckles are, and then chains coming all around it, and then the chains though attach themselves like to Asta's skin. He's going like, huh, cool. Like he thinks it's cool because that way he doesn't lose them. He can always take them off by his will. But he's figuring out that maybe there's like another thing he can do with them, and there is. I mean, it says ground attack instead of like hitting the ground, and just like a big burst of like smoke and like the ground will crack. Is when he hits the ground, the change will go into it, and then it'll like have people been hold, and when also lifts up his fist from the ground, the change will pull the person to the ground, and then when he runs or jumps forward, when he runs forward, they'll be dragged on the ground, but when he jumps, they'll be put into the air and being like hit each other. So that's what's gonna happen, really. There's been like multiple things to this, so yeah. He's saying, alright, let's do this. And Luck doesn't know what these are. He goes, what are those weapons? He goes, gauntlets. He goes, do they have a juggernaut? Let's do this thing. And Luck is like, gets in a like position. And Asta just like takes a stance and says, trickster. And there's like a little glow coming off of him. And Luck's going like, what? And Asta just starts dashing forward. And basically, Luck doesn't know like what the like when he dashes forward. There's like he sees like him like a glow like going like through this air like behind him, and then when he does disappear, like teleports away. Like with he doesn't do like the angel dash. He just uses the trickster ability to dash forward, then the angel dash, and then he just Locke doesn't see where he is. Basically, he was when he dashed. I mean, when he basically teleported, he teleported upwards, dashed, angel dashed more, and up was pretty far away. So then he then starts. He's in the air. He has his right fist. He's going down real quickly, and it says, "Hey, look up!" Looks up. He dodges it. He puts on his lightning boots and like gloves on when he does. And then when Asta hits the ground, there's like a big like cracks in the ground, and some earth came up, and then all of a sudden he tightened up his fist, and then the chains that went on Asta then suddenly starts going to the ground. Lut's thinking, did he hurt himself? Then I win, right? He's thinking I won. If he hurt himself like that, then next thing you know, he hears something and starts like sounds like it's ground's getting crushed underneath it. But in reality, it's just the chains moving through the freaking ground with ease. Then Lut's going like, "Where's that?" And then all of a sudden, chains start wrapping around him. Asta then lifts up his fist, runs forward towards Lut, and he sees multiple chains start to being like going back to where Asta is. He's getting pulled because the chains are going like back into like the gauntlet, and then all of a sudden, Lut's getting pulled towards him, and then he still has it's with his right fist. He's about to hit Lut, and all of a sudden he stops, and he goes, "I've won." He goes, "I haven't taken no damage. How did you?" He goes, "Because you see these spikes on the knuckles? I could have killed you. Lot. My weapons aren't meant to like basically fight people and to like not hurt them. We give them minor like wounds, like bruises and broken bones. When I hit you with something like this, these things are meant to hurt and kill. So if I hit you in the face, you're basically dead." He then let loosen his grip on the gauntlets, and then like the chains fall down, and the chains come off of him, and then he takes them off. Grimoire opens up. He puts them back in the grimoire. He says, "Understand, we can die when you fight me. I ain't someone you can win against. Alright, just go." Luck walks away in defeat, and he's saying, "I'm not gonna lose to him next time. I'm gonna get much, much stronger." He didn't even get to use a single thing, but Asa's thinking, was that a little bit too hard on him? Guys, I gotta apologize to him tomorrow. I gotta train a little bit more. And the presence that that is still there. The presence is right there still. So he says, "You can come out now." He's gone. And it's the Wizard King, Julius. He goes, "Wow, I didn't know those gauntlets would be that dangerous." And Asta goes like, "Have you been watching me all this time?" He goes, "Well, yes, with my magic, but only to see what those weapons were like, but I didn't know they were that dangerous." When he sees like the ground that came up and there's like the holes in the ground, the chains that went through and basically the spikes on the knuckles. He was like, "You were right. Those could have killed him." He goes, "Yep." So, are we gonna like? You need something, Wizard King? And Drew says, "Yes, I want to let you know, Asta. You and Noelle are gonna be coming to the capital, and basically there's even some people are gonna be there too." And Asta's like, "The people from the Golden Dawn's numbers at the dungeon?" He goes, "Yes, a report tomorrow, basically." And he goes, "All right." And then Asta says, "But first, I gotta go do something tomorrow. I was gonna be there anyways." So, do you mind if I go there first and the Wizard King says, not at all. Get what you need to get. He says, thanks. So, the Wizard King, is just starting to walk away, and he goes, oh, Asta, it seems like you're figuring out more about your power each day. He goes, yeah, I'm just getting the tools to help me. That's all. And Drew has that little gleam in his eyes, basically like, and he's thinking, I cannot wait to see what weapon he gets next. I mean, they're not magical items, some, I think, but still, they're very, very unique. So yeah. Also, if you guys are wondering, yes, there was anti-magic on the gauntlets, so it did like nullify his magic, so there was no way he could have won. So yeah, Luck could not win because of that. Um, yeah, okay. So Asta does a little bit more working out, and then he stops. He gets back into the Black Bull's hideout. He gets near some food. He eats some food, and then he goes to bed. The next day, well, the next day is like they get to the capital. They're walking over. Yuno's there too, along with Mimosa and Klaus, and they all, gives what he does, like saying like, "Hey there, Asta, can't believe you survived that all." And Asta's going like, huh, "Really? You can't believe I survived that from yesterday? Come on, man. You know how strong I am." And goes, "Yeah, I know. I know you want to lose because you're my rival." Yep. Mimosa and Noelle have their little conversation about how she's feeling about Asta. And, she says she likes him because he's very nice, but, I mean, she doesn't, and he's very strong, but she doesn't know, like, what happened, like, canon. It's just that he's very, like, different from other people, and she can't help it, and Noelle saying she knows the feeling, and they have that little freaking out, and Acosta's going like, what's wrong with them? Asta already knows. He goes, oh, don't mind them. They're just them being girls. So he's thinking to himself that this, great, is this gonna be like I'm gonna get multiple girls liking me and I'm gonna have to choose one and break all their hearts? This is gonna be really annoying then. But Asta's like walking away from. He turns a corner that's away from basically the Wizard King's place, like the King's place, basically. And the costume goes, oh, so where are you going? He goes, I'm going this way because I gotta go do something first before I go to the meeting with the Wizard King. So, Noelle, you can come with, or you just go with them. It's alright with me. Noelle knows where that turn is going, so she goes, no, I'm gonna go with them, and saying I'm coming with you, Asta, and calls him also, but we gotta, and he says, don't worry, just tell the Wizard King I went with Asta to go what he had to do real quick. Asta's thinking, great, now I'm gonna have to try to explain this to you now. Or not. Whatever. So, they go back into the black market, and going like, what's this? And Asta just says, the black market, don't mind it. It's actually a necessary thing, as long as it keeps secret from the public. It's, okay. Asta, goes like, oh. So, Asta goes back into the direction where he found the alley. He tells to just come into the alley and just halfway and then wait for me. Thinking, like, is he into something shady or something? And then he goes, no, Asta's not like that. So, comes halfway, and then he waits for Asta. Asta gets back to the shop, and he opens up the door, basically. He opens the door to the shop, and he closes it. He goes, yo, shopkeeper, I'm back. And the shop goes like, it's like at the counter, basically. He goes, master, you have returned. He goes, yep, and I got a core. He pulls out the bag with the core. And what the shopkeeper see, it's big. He can make two things out of this, he's saying. he can make one half for a weapon, and the other half is something to help you with the switching of your weapons. And Asuka goes like, no, you can't be serious, right? You're joking. I thought that was just a joke. You were telling me before. And the shopkeeper laughs and says, Master, I do not joke. I have the necessary equipment here to make something of sorts. Also, this weapon, did you know what it would be? And he goes, well, yesterday when I fought this Cerberus, and then the shopkeeper was like, a Cerberus? What type? Ice, fire, electricity, multiple one? Like the Cane of All, or... He goes, no, a fire one. He goes, interesting. Yes, okay. I think I can make something out of it. But was there like a description what it could say? It said it can be used for a weapon/item. He goes, figures. Alright. I'll make this. It'll be done real quick. Do not worry. Do you have anything you need to do today? He goes, I have to go with a meeting with the king, the wizard king. He goes, oh, then I'll get right away. Right away working, he's saying. So he starts working. And it takes about 15 minutes. He goes, I have the item already for you, master. And he goes, huh, what is it? He goes, it's a ring, and it allows you to switch your weapons anytime you want. You'll just have to say the name of the weapon for you to, work. You have to say range, then the weapon's name. Or, and then just like the regular weapons, you just have to say the names of it. And he goes, cool. So he puts on the ring. He goes, fits perfectly on my middle finger. If you guys don't understand what's gonna happen, I'm gonna make one reference to the freaking game of the DMC Devil May Cry game. I'm gonna make a reference to it. If nobody knows where it's going, that's all I'm gonna tell you. I think it's gonna be funny. So just hold up, just need a drink. Sorry about that. I have a tendency not to actually have anything to drink all day. Don't understand it, just plain old do. But yeah, anyways. So he waits another 20 minutes, and he hears something. He hears something in the background, he doesn't know what it is. It sounds like just something roaring. So he runs behind the counter. He pulls out Repent. He's about to unsheath it, and then he sees... He doesn't know what he sees. He goes, what is this? And the shopkeeper says, young master, this is something I did not expect. I expected something of the lines of nunchucks or something else. But this is remarkable. He's saying, someone said motorcycle. I think I remember one in the comments. But let me just double check real quick. Yeah, a motorcycle. So, basically, it has 3 freaking heads on the front. It then has the look of, flames on the metal. And actually, it actually looks like there's flames that are actually moving across the bike. Don't ask why, it's just because it looks, I think it will look cool. It actually looks like flames on the bike. And it's not like the Ghost Rider bike, it'll come off of the engine or whatever. No, it just has the appearance, it looks like everything's moving. But it's really not, it just has that effect. But the 3 heads, though, are, you can see them. 2 heads are on the sides, and then 1 head is in the middle. And this bike, it's not gonna be from the video game, it's gonna be very, very different. He also doesn't know what it'll do, so he has what is this basically? He goes, this is a motorcycle, master, basically. From where you were born, these were common. He was like, really? He goes, yes. And he explains, also, it seems like the Cerberus core and the core I already had that I killed the demon from seems to have to be made this. And if you're wondering what it can do, I don't know yet. I didn't think it was gonna be this way. I thought it was gonna be like what your brother Dante has. And he goes, the nunchucks thing? The nunchucks you said? He goes, yes. But the shopkeeper then says, one moment. Something comes from the ceiling, and it just starts scanning the bike. And then there's a little screen that's shown, and Asta's okay, this is really weird. He's saying this to himself. He doesn't even understand what's happening. The shopkeeper basically tells him, Master, come look. And then Asta's basically looking at it, and he says, what? This is what the bike can do? He goes, yes. He goes, so the heads can move on their own to attack. I can also make fire go around the bike and me to dash right through enemies. And the bike can split apart into 3 different dogs. He's saying this with a shocked face. And they even breathe fire, too. Okay, I just got a freaking OP weapon and a way of transportation, didn't I? He goes, yes, master, you have. Asta just smiling. He goes now this is gonna be fun. She goes, also note, look. Oh my god, that's it even it even says how much it can handle. He goes this is a lot of what it can take. Can it? He goes, yes. By the way, master, you would not need to switch out weapons unless it goes into your grimoire. If it stays out of it like a rose, it won't need to be switched. Only when you need to call them. And that's what that saying says. Does not need to be switched out. Oh. Okay. And by the way, the bike is not going to go into the grimoire. It's just going to be this way. So, I don't think the bike could fit into a grimoire. So, yeah. And if you're wondering about the anti-magic demon, well, let's go into his point of view. Into the grimoire we go, basically. So, what the anti-magic demon is saying to himself, he goes what is this kid? What is he? How can he use all these freaking different weapons? And why does he have this, whatever it's called, motorcycle? I don't know this kid. Is he a monster like me? He's freaking out. He doesn't know who he's working with or partner with. As long as he doesn't show his face to him, he won't kill him. That's what he's thinking. So he's okay, stay here in the grimoire. Don't ever show himself. So, yeah. Okay, good. That's the plan. Never try to take over this kid. So, if you're wondering, that's not what the anti-magic can be like. This is a different world from canon, so it's what if, okay? Alright. So, yeah. Back to where we're also in the shopkeeper. Asta says, how am I gonna get around the plate? Around this. The counter and everything. And he goes, oh, do not worry. The place moves on its own when needed. He's like, huh? And then the counter starts moving. And the door opens up. He goes, if you need anything else, master, let me know real quick. He's like, can I get an upgrade on the sunglasses? I can know about I can see people's spells and their MP, well, their magic and their life. But, could it be, upgraded? And he goes, oh, yes. It can always be upgraded, too. So, I can allow you to see them. Probably their magic, if it's all around them. And also maybe be able to lock on to certain people that are more dangerous. But for now, we must go to your meeting. Do not want to keep them waiting. He goes, right. So he gets on the bike. He goes like, okay, how do I drive this thing? And then all of a sudden he gets a little shock, and then he knows how to ride the motorcycle. I know you guys are gonna probably say, oh, you should try to train with this, just to try to ride it. Dante didn't know how to use any of the weapons, and yet he knew how to use them. So that's what's happening. So Dante, not Dante. Asta is saying, okay, that hurt a little, and now I know how to ride the motorcycle. And the shopkeeper was like, amazing. You're just like your brother, and you're just like your brothers. I was like, huh. Did they get a shock when they got a new weapon? And they're like, no. And I was, huh. Well then, great. Guess I'm different. Also, Asta has like 2 like holes in the front next to the dog's head he can shoot fire from. Just want to let you guys know that. So yeah. Also, like, I even forgot to mention, the tires have spikes on them. Like, they have spikes. It's when he, like, revs the engine, and then he, like, puts it at full throttle to, like, tear up the ground and start making, like, holes in the ground and everything else. But, you know, if you're just driving normally, there's, like, a button that says casual driving, and then battle driving. So, yeah. So he puts in the casual driving, so he can go around town, not tearing up the ground. So he says, do you mind closing the door on my way out? And he says, no problem, master. He says, well, thanks, shopkeeper. He goes, good day to you. He goes, you have a nice day too. And so, Asa is driving through, you know, like, heard, like, something come out, so he's, like, running out of the alleyway, and then a few minutes later, he sees Asa just coming through. And he goes like, yo, you know, like my new ride. And you know's like going like, what? How did you? He goes like, I just went to see a friend of mine, and they had this magic item. Yeah. He's thinking to himself, I can't tell him it's a motorcycle. So, and everyone's seeing this, and he's like, so, you want to get on so we get to the meeting? And all the shopkeepers are basically like, wanting to go over saying, I'll pay you this much money for that, I'll give you this much money for that. And Asta says, sorry guys, or boys, whatever, it's not for sale. And then Asta just revs up the engine, and you know, it was like, what the, and then he does a freaking pop-up wheelie, and then just starts driving off. And throughout the kingdom, over to the Wizard King's palace, to the king's palace over where Wizard King is, everyone of the citizens are seeing somebody on a freaking motorcycle just driving through. There's even like people like in the way that are carrying stuff, and he saw a ramp. He also turns over to the ramp, basically, just goes up on it, goes through the air, even like has time to do a trick. And you know, it's just freaking screaming. Because Asa basically just freaking I'm just gonna say he did like a freaking, got up on the motorcycle. He then put his feet, he went to his right side, put his feet on the wall. He was running on the wall, then gets back on the motorcycle onto the stairs and just starts driving up them. You know, says, you're crazy, Asta. Why did you become this way? He's like, don't you know, I always been this way, you know? And then he's just screaming, get me off this thing! All the way up. So basically, the guards heard it. The Wizard King was already at the front gate, waiting for Asta and Yuno, and Noelle, Mimosa, and Klaus are there. So they see Asta just coming up from the stairs. Then Nancy, you know, when they get up to the top, all they say is a freaking photo, like this freaking item, along with Asta and Yuno screaming and saying, I want to go back to the village. And then, so when Asta lands, he puts on the brakes, and then he just starts sliding, and then when he completely stops, right in front of the Wizard King, flies off the motorcycle. He goes like, sorry about that. To the Wizard King, said, are we late? And he goes like, you're right on time, actually. And the Wizard King goes like, amazing. What is this thing? And he goes like, it's an item, magical item that allows us to do transportation and fighting. And he was like, wow, like, this is simply remarkable. And the Wizard King knows Asta's not, human. He's a demon and an angel, so a Nephilim, so this is like, oh no, he knows this is not a magical item. He goes like, what can it do? He goes like, well, it can separate into 3 dogs, and basically they can even shoot fire out of their mouths. And when I read up the engine when I'm fighting, I can then suddenly dash right through them, from the enemies, and basically the bike is covered by fire. And the Wizard King goes like, well, can it turn into, the dogs right now? So Asta goes like, I don't know, like, and he just thinks, he just remembers how it says like he knows how to drive, and they even give him like specific word how he could like make them turn to dogs. He just basically says the word stance, and then the bike starts to split into 3 different parts, and basically the tires are like, the tire does like change too. It starts like, it separates and it starts morphing into 3 different dogs, and he was like, and those are just like having their tails and the eyes, and they put like each head of the Cerberus, and like everyone saw the Cerberus head, and you're like, wow, like this is very impressive. He goes like, also saying like, listen guys, do not attack. These are friends, and they're like, they bark, and Noel and Mimosa saying like, are they friendly? He goes like, I don't know, like. I told them you guys are friends, so, and say they're made of metal, but, they still will be petted by girls. So, that's what Noel and Mimosa are asking. So they say, can we pet them? And he goes like, sure. And, they started petting them, and the dogs start wagging their tails. And Klaus is going like, what? And the Wizard King is just so excited. So they start walking, the dogs are following Asta, and then he asks about, like, if he can hold the Demon Dweller's sword. So, and then, he does the exact same thing. They asked about him about the exact same thing, how to become the Wizard King. And he gives him the exact same line from the canon. And then they go over to the banquet where, hold up, thirsty. Sorry. They go to the banquet where everyone is. It's the same thing. Fagonion's there. Laponion is there. The Golden Dawn Second Command's there. The Wells brothers and sisters there. Some captains are there from the other one. One captain, and then like some other magic knights are there too. So yeah, when they enter, the Wizard King's telling them, go out and like eat as much as you want, have fun. I gotta take care of some things real quick. So Asta is just walking along. Noelle, is getting her food, and everyone's looking at Asta, and like, they're commoners. Why are they here? And they see these metal dogs with Asta, and some of them are thinking, what are those? And Asta's saying, hey, do you guys want some meat? I mean, you guys are a motorcycle, but I don't know if you can eat. And all of a sudden, somebody like comes through the door. It's the shopkeeper. He goes, Master, And he was like, "Ah, shopkeeper, what's up?" And people were thinking, "Wait, did you just call him master?" He goes like, "Is he nobility?" But he was a commoner from a Hodge village, right? Because like, cause, and because I forgot to tell you something about this. I looked more at the information. It turns out these dogs can eat. It has to be very. It can be meat. It seems like that's their fuel. So, oh, okay. But he says, but then he comes over and whispers it has to be saying, it's a certain type of meat though. He's like, oh, do you meat like? He says yes, a certain kind. So I'll be prepared to get some of it. It's only when they're in the dog form. In the bike form, it doesn't run on fuel, it'll run on your power alone. It's like, oh, can I eat any of this meat here? Because let's just say there's like some steak, some ribs, like some basically meat on bone, basically, and just like, he says it should be adequate enough. Just to see what they like. But they'll act like regular dogs. And he goes like, all right. So they are looking at they some of the food and they're wanting. He goes like, so he just grabs 3 different plates and puts like some meat on it, and then they just start chowing down while he grabs some vegetables, some fruit, some meat, some like rice. Basically, just grabbing some food and he just starts eating. And he has like a drink and also excuse me, sorry about that, Phil. Uh, so people are just wondering like, what the? And the shopkeeper goes like, oh yes, here is this. There was a little bit more than I scrounged around. I found some more material to make this for you, and and it's just like, huh, okay, what? Can you tell me what it is? He goes, yes. Since I found it, it was only very little. I figured you'll have to hold on to the items that you retrieve while you're in your fights. So I figured I should make something to hold them hold them or be able to transport them over to me. And then you'll get a ring on it. A little sound will come on it when the item is done. I mean, when those items retrieved and they have been done, like appraised to become better for you. He was like, ah, cool. Any other functions? Yes, it's a teleportation to me also, master. And he goes, thanks. He goes, and he goes, is that all? He goes, yes it is. I'll be on my way. And the shopkeeper is basically just walking out the door. He says, forgive the intrusion, everyone. And then he just closes it. And freaking, the guy from the Golden Dawn runs over, he opens the door, and he says, where did he go? And then all of a sudden, like, Noelle's brother and sister start making fun of her. And then the pouring the water on their head happened. Like, Asta was, like, still nearby. So right when she was about to run, he just grabbed her arm and he goes, like, are you gonna let them make fun of you? If you can't face your problems alone, then know this. I will always be here to help you. I don't like people like them. As this is just like they're going like people like us, like we're royalty, and then Asta goes like, royalty. You just seem like demons to me. And this strikes everyone's attention. Asta says, I don't have to pull out any of my other weapons besides using my fist against all of you. This will be too easy. And yes, I am basically making Asta about to fight them with just bare hands. So, in the grimoire, the demon's thinking, is this kid crazy? He cannot fight with... Wait. He probably can't fight them with no weapons. And the dogs are just like there, just wagging their tails, because I'm not gonna say they like say what they're gonna do. Like, they're not gonna do anything, they're gonna step out of this fight. And basically, this This be the good part. So some mist happens, like the cloning from their sister, and then like water snake comes out, and Asta's like, he just disappears. Right where he already put on the glasses so he can tell who's the real sister. He then hits her, sends her into the ground, and she's like wondering how could he. Then he disappears again, and then when the snakes hits him, he goes royal guard, and then he just like takes the hit, and then puts his hand like on the brother, sending him flying. He was like, and he's like on one knee. He was like, how is that even possible? And I was like, wow, that's pretty easy. And then the guy says, like, sand or rock creation magic golem. And it's holding Asta. He was like, you're going to pay for your insolence. And you're going to also tell me who was that man. And then, basically, Klaus, Mimosa, and Noel are screaming, Asta! Knows... Asta has fought him with no magic, weapons, or any magic at all. So this is how Asta is. Knows this. And he just says out loud, they're done for. And Mimosa, Klaus, and Noel are looking, what? He goes, I faced Asta about 45 times when we were kids. And they're like, did you always win? He goes, no, Asta did. And they looked at it and goes like, so did he use any magic? He goes like, nope. He's just doing what he's doing now. But basically, Fagolion and Noel's oldest brother. Actually, I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna tired of saying older brother, so I'm gonna look it up real quick. Alright, Noel is looking at him. They're thinking, this boy has some potential. But he lost this. But now all of a sudden, Asta's just grinning. He goes like, you really think you won, huh? And all of a sudden, he just disappears. And also Noel's second brother, the one that does with the water, suddenly like shot a bullet. It hits the sand or rock on him. And then all of a sudden, they don't know where Asta is. He's on the chandelier. He takes out basically Repent. Disappears. Again, then all of a sudden, he's right in between both of them. He makes the judgment spear only to surround them, and he goes like, judgment. And he's like using the backside of the sword so it won't cut them. Then all of a sudden, he's reappearing again, and there's like multiple slash marks in the air, and both of them are just knocked out. And everyone's shocked to even see this. A commoner doing this. He says, you're supposed to be royalty. Stop acting like snobs. Or you're going to get yourself dead soon. Or just severely hurt to the point where you just don't look like commoners. And this is where Noel, like coming up using he uses his aura, to make everything like feels like cold and ice. And, where Asta should be scared, he's just looking at him calmly. He was like, what is that supposed to be? You're trying to show how strong you are? This is really nothing. I like to have a strong fight. So, come on. Let's do this thing. Then Fagolion does a speech, and then, about, shouldn't be fighting each other. And then, they have their little clash. And then, the guy that comes in and tells the whole entire Clover Kingdom is being attacked. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave it off here. Alright, everyone. I know it's gonna be right off. I shouldn't really do it, but I don't want to make this an hour long. For right now, because I'm running out of space, I think. So I'm gonna leave it off here, and then I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day and this video. So you all have a nice time. And yeah. Alright, bye everyone. Comment, subscribe if you want. do whatever you guys want. So yeah, bye.